Over the past 2 months, I've been able to take out $70,000 in payouts from prop firms. And in just 2 more trading days, I'll be able to take out another $25,000 payout, bringing my total to just under $100,000 over the past 2 months. Over this period, I'm going to take a total of 19 payouts, totaling $95,000. Whether you're working on your first payout right now, or if you've gotten payouts in the past but are struggling to get another one, I'm going to break down my exact method that I use to get payouts. And the best part is, nothing that I do is overly complicated. It's all very beginner friendly, simple, and easy to understand. But before I get into that, if you guys could leave a like on the video, subscribe, and also join my new Discord. The link for that is down in the description below. That would be greatly appreciated. So the first thing I want to do is actually go over my payouts just to prove to you guys that I'm actually getting them and there's nothing shady going on here. As you can see right here, this is my Topstep dashboard. These are all of my payouts. As you can see, the first page here has 10 payouts here, all for $5,000. And then on this next page right here, 4 more for a total of 14. And then again, in 2 more trading days, I'm going to request another $25,000 payout, which is going to bring my total to 19 payouts for another $5,000 profit per account. And I'm actually just going to pull up my accounts right here just so you can see them all. As you can see, $10,000 profit per account here. They're all at $10,000, meaning that I can take a $5,000 payout per account. And again, just 2 trading days, I'll be able to unlock that. So once that time passes, I'll be taking another payout. I also want to say a lot of this data that's provided here by Topstep is actually not accurate for my accounts. And that's because over the past couple of weeks, Topstep has been having some data issues. So a lot of the data provided to me from Topstep about my accounts is actually very inaccurate. But that's kind of beside the point here. But just as a disclaimer, none of this information here is actually accurate except for my total account balance. But data issues aside, this brings me to my first point. And that is, if you want to get payouts, use the prop firm Topstep. It is by far the most beginner-friendly prop firm. The combines are not hard to pass. Their software is really easy to use and customize. And by far the best thing about Topstep is once you get to a funded account, the only rule that you have to follow is you have to have 5 days of $150 of profit in order to take a payout. So this combination of ease of use with their software along with their easy to pass combines and also no rules except for 5 days of profit once you get to a funded account, it makes Topstep by far the easiest prop firm to take a payout with. And it's a mistake that I see way too many traders making right now, is that they're simply just using a prop firm that's way too complicated for their current position in day trading. And it's also the same mistake that I made when I was new. The first ever prop firm that I used was Apex. And this is where you guys can really learn from me and my mistakes, because this is something that I went through and something that can really save you a bunch of time and effort in your trading journey. So I started out with the prop firm Apex, and if you guys know anything about Apex, it's kind of what they're known for is their extremely long list of rules once you get to a funded account. Their combines are actually very simple and straightforward. They're actually way easier than Topstep's. They only take 1 day to pass and you have up to 10 contracts that you can trade at a time. But once you get to a funded account, it's a completely different story. Their long list of complicated rules on their funded accounts is just not beginner friendly at all and makes it really hard to get a payout. But the reason why I was drawn to Apex is because they allow you to have 20 funded accounts at a time, and their max payout was $2,000 per account, meaning you could take a $40,000 payout in one single pay period. However, their pay period is 8 trading days, whereas Topstep's is only 5, and Topstep's max payout is $25,000. So over the course of 8 days with Apex, you can take a $40,000 payout, or over the course of 10 days with Topstep, you're able to take 2 $25,000 payouts, equaling $50,000 over 10 days compared to $40,000 in 8 days with Apex. So just 2 more days of trading allows you to take $10,000 more potentially in profit if you make 2 max payouts with Topstep versus 1 max payout with Apex in about the same 2-week span. So the mistake that I was making that I highly recommend you guys pay attention to is that I was paying more attention to the max payout potential rather than the actual journey and the difficulty in the journey to get to that actual max payout. So in summary, a lot of you are just using the wrong prop firm, and if you want the easiest route to pay out by far, it is through Topstep. I can't recommend it enough. It's the platform that I trade on. It's the platform that I wish that I had been trading on my whole career, rather than wasting my time with these prop firms that have so many rules that make it so difficult to actually obtain a payout. So this brings me to my next point, which is going to be do not scalp. And it's also something that I went through too. And the problem is scalping is just way too difficult. There are plenty of people who are good at it and have made a career or a living off of scalping, but for a brand new trader, it is very, very hard to be good at scalping. And my main problem with scalping is I think it creates too many bad habits in new traders and even seasoned traders who are looking to get consistent payouts. And when I say scalping, I'm going to read you the actual definition here. Scalping is a hyper short-term trading strategy that requires investors to buy and sell securities quickly. People do this at high volumes multiple times per trading day, spotting opportunities to make quick profit from small price changes. So that is the Google definition of what scalping is. So in summary, it's just taking a bunch of very small, quick trades, trying to make a very fast profit, usually not a sizable profit, but again, it all depends on how many contracts you're actually trading. But the goal for scalping normally is to take a bunch of small entries throughout the day and slowly build up profit over time. So in my opinion, this presents three major problems to new traders. And the first problem is when you're taking that many entries throughout the day, especially when you're a new trader, it's hard to tell what is actually a good entry that actually has meaning behind it versus just a random entry that you may have got lucky or unlucky on. So I just personally think as a general rule, if you're a new trader, taking more trades versus taking less trades throughout the day most of the time is going to be a bad thing. So my recommendation for new traders, instead of trying to scalp a million different small plays throughout the day, look for 1 or 2 price targets throughout the trading day and use your entries throughout the day to try to hit those goals. And that's exactly what my trading days consist of. I will look to catch 1 or 2 significant moves in the market per day, and that's all. So another problem that scalping creates, and I think this is the most obvious problem, especially for new traders, is when you're scalping, you can simply enter in way too many trades. And when you're trading too much, it can create 2 major problems. The first one being over trading, which is just similar to what I was talking about before, where you're taking too many trades and you don't know whether it's a good trade or a bad trade. You're taking just whatever trades you can find, just looking to make profit. Again, this is kind of gambling, kind of just based on luck rather than actually having meaningful entries. And the other thing that this can bring is revenge trading or emotional trading. And this just means that if you're down a little bit, you see, oh, I only need to hit 2 more scalps in order to make my account profitable for the day. So now I'm going to take even more trades. Now you're fighting your losses, trying to build yourself back from the hole that you've dug, when in reality, you're actually just digging that hole much deeper because you're entering these trades with the thought of profit rather than the actual meaning behind the trades that you're getting into. And this is why a lot of seasoned traders will set trade limits for themselves throughout the day so that they don't overtrade, they don't revenge trade, and they aren't emotionally trading throughout the day. They have a set number of trades that they're allowed to take, and once they hit that limit, they cut themselves off and they try again the next day. Now, this isn't what I do personally, but similar to this, I'll allow myself 2 to 3 entries trying to catch a full move of the market throughout the trading day. And then the final problem I have with scalping, this is one that goes extremely unnoticed, and that is the fact that every time you take a trade, even on a prop firm where it's completely simulated, they're going to charge you a fee. So the more trades you take, the more you're going to be paying in fees, and these fees really eat away at your profits. And then, similarly to this, there's a such thing as getting a bad fill. So whenever you place a market or even a limit order, you can get filled a couple points in the wrong direction, meaning the price that you thought you were buying at is actually going to be a little bit worse for you. And then similarly, when you sell, you're also going to get potentially a worse price due to the bad fills. So when you're taking a low amount of entries throughout the day, these fees and these bad fills really aren't noticeable. But when you're taking a large amount of trades throughout the day, these fees and these bad fills can noticeably have an impact on your profits day in and day out. So my second piece of advice for getting a payout is to try to capture big moves in the market rather than trying to scalp a million micro plays throughout the day. Now this brings me to my final point in my method to getting payouts. And that is going to be, don't be afraid to size up and trade aggressively. And this probably goes against everything that you've seen online from anyone else who is trying to teach you about how to day trade, but it's something that I've noticed has been a significant factor in me actually getting payouts versus me not getting payouts and struggling to the point of eventually blowing my account. And this is another reason why Topstep is so good. Other prop firms won't allow you to trade as aggressively as you can on Topstep. But through Topstep, the only rule is that you have to have 5 profitable days. It doesn't matter how much profit you make in each day. So if one day you make $10,000 of profit and then the next 4 days you make $200 of profit, you can take the same payout as someone who has 5 days of $2,000 profit. Either way, they're both $10,000. It doesn't matter how you get there, but with Topstep, it's exactly the same. But with other prop firms, it's the difference between getting a payout and being denied a payout. So with that being said, I just want to show you guys what my trades look like, and then you can compare them to yours, and you can see that I'm probably taking significantly bigger positions and taking significantly bigger profits as well compared to what you guys do throughout your trading day. So when you look at my stats here, you can see my best trade is almost a profit of $5,000 compared to my worst trade being a loss of $1,000. Now again, like I said before, this is probably something that goes against everything you've heard from every other person when day trading, but again, this is how I've been able to consistently see profits, is for going for these big plays and not being afraid of losing or having significant drawdown. The one thing you have to learn about prop firms and how they're different from actual day trading is they're kind of a game in themselves. Prop firm accounts are meant to be cycled through, meaning that you're meant to blow your account. But prior to you blowing this account, that will inevitably happen. The difference between a winning prop firm trader and a losing prop firm trader is whether or not you're able to take payouts prior to you blowing the account, because the way they're set up, they're just meant to be blown. The drawdown is too small. Every time you take a payout, that affects your drawdown as well. These accounts are meant to be cycled through. That's literally how prop firms make money, is they make it so that you have to blow your accounts at a certain point. So keeping that in mind, if you were to have 5 successful days in a row, would you rather have 5 successful days of $300 profit or 5 successful days of $3,000 profit? This is where you actually have to understand the game that the prop firm is setting up for you. If you aren't maximizing the profit that you make per trade with a prop firm, all you're doing is either minimizing your payout or setting it up to where you can't take a payout and you're going to blow your account and have to cycle through another one without actually pulling any money out of the account. So in summary, keeping in mind that prop firm accounts are literally meant to be blown and meant to be cycled through, my advice is to not be afraid to trade them aggressively. You're not looking to slowly grind and build up a prop firm account. You're looking to get in, hit your profit goal, take as many payouts as you can along the way, and once you inevitably hit a losing streak that literally every trader goes through, you'll blow your accounts and have to start over. But whether or not you took the maximum amount of profit from those accounts at that point is the difference between a successful and an unsuccessful day trader. So in summary, don't be afraid of blowing your account. Have confidence in your trades, take trades that you have conviction in, get your money, and go on from there.